Hello everyone and welcome once again to Captain Goodspeed Maths. I'm Joe if you're new around here, and today we have some more OCR FSMQ lessons on the new Spec from 2018, and today we're talking about the midpoint of a line using relationships of coordinates once again to work out the midpoint of a straight line that connects the 2 points. Now this is somewhat the black sheep of the sort of geometry that we've been talking about recently with the gradient and the distance between 2 points. We're now talking about the midpoint of the line, and that's something that a lot of people taking this course probably won't need a formula for. You can just sort of do it by sight, but we'll talk about the formula today anyway, just so everybody has a method going into the exam, and we'll do a few examples as well. So once again, we have our formula here. If a line goes through AB and CD, then the midpoint of a line is, well, if you look at the coordinate, the left formula is A plus C over 2, and the right formula is B plus D over 2 as well. And the way I think of it is average of the x's and the average of the y's. We let the formula do the work, or you can sometimes spot it. You know, if it's between 1, if A was 1 and C was 3, then you'd all of a sudden know that the midpoint of 1 and 3 is 2, for example. But it is useful to have a formula in your backpack anyway as you go into the exam. Not that you should be taking backpacks into the exam anyway, but hey ho. Example 1 then, what is the midpoint of the line that joins 3, 2 to 7, 11? So first of all, we quote the formula, midpoint equals A plus C over 2, comma, B plus D over 2. And then we put in the numbers, so 3 plus 7 over 2, 2 plus 11 over 2, and then we simplify. So it's 5 and 6.5, or an examiner will surely take 13 over 2 as well. But 5, 6.5 is the midpoint of the line that joins those 2 points. Example 2 then, what is the midpoint of the line that joins minus 5, 9 to minus 3, minus 6? So we quote the formula, midpoint equals A plus C over 2, comma, B plus D over 2, or the average of the x's, comma, average of the y's. Put in the numbers then, minus 5 plus minus 3 over 2, 9 plus minus 6 over 2. Careful of your negatives. Adding negatives are sometimes quite challenging, in the heat of the moment, but just breathe. And you've got minus 8 over 2, of course, which is minus 4, and you've got 9 plus minus 6, which is 3 over 2, which is 1.5. So the midpoint of this line is minus 4, comma, 1.5. And a final example then, where must you position the point AB in order to have the midpoint of AB and minus 4, 10 at the point minus 8, 2. So this time we have to quote the formula. We know what the midpoint is this time, and obviously we've got A plus C over 2, B plus D over 2. And then we put in the numbers, so the midpoint is minus 8, 2. They've told us that in the question. We want to position the point AB in order to have the midpoint of AB be at the point minus 8, 2. So I think I should have said that have the minus. I don't know what I mean, but this the formula is what I mean here. So minus 8, 2 equals A plus minus 4 over 2 and B plus 10 over 2. So we know that this A plus minus 4 over 2 must equal minus 8. So we set that equal to that. And we times both sides by 2, so we get A minus 4 equals minus 16. And then we add 4 to both sides, so we get A to be minus 12. And then B plus 10 over 2 equals 2, so we times both sides by 2. B plus 10 equals 4. So B equals minus 6. Once you take 10 off both sides, you stick that back into the coordinate as the examiner asks, and AB equals minus 12, minus 6. Sorry for the sort of badly worded question there, but I think you guys will know what I mean by it. So you've got a line, a point AB and a point minus 4, 10, and we want the midpoint of that line to be minus 8, 2, so you sort of work the formula around there. But that is a whistle-stop tour, really, of the midpoint of a line, coupled with the previous 2 lessons on gradient and distance between 2 points. You've got everything that you can be asked for regarding geometry with just coordinates and working out gradients, distances, midpoints, and you could get questions with all 3 of those things in there. So you've got all of those weapons in your armory for the exam. But if you have found this lesson helpful, then make sure you leave a like down below. If you found it unhelpful, then let me know down in the comments what I can do to improve in the future. The lesson PowerPoint will be down in the description as always, so if you want to go through it at your own pace, check formulas, download them to your own device, then please feel free to do that, and you can find that in the description. Subscribe to the channel if you are doing the new FSMQ Spec this year. For all of the lessons, they will be up in time for the exam in July, I think it is this year. I'm not sure. Somebody said July the 18th. Let me know if that's correct down in the description. Down in the comments, I should say. Thank you very much for watching, and all the best for your FSMQ.